for higher GC News, Mema Obibia Aquaba, Ahadia, latest and hot news, Dankwa, Eramedi, Bremo. I don't see so young subscribe to channel idea, Bomodia say, over subscribe. Dobayan say, over click the subscribe button. Now, what barely a notification. We answer video for Frobia by upload when the first person I was a Ebeka AS video. I feel we are now one like video. Give us a thumbs up. Now, share my offer so now when you be here now, and somewhere else, Ghana Memohan. I feel you share a reporter, Abeto Yaposo, Yeti a year, some Kumuya Kosus, Yenti.
In fulfillment of his campaign promise of seeking justice for some individuals who lost their lives in the 2020 elections, President John Dramani Mahama has directed the Inspector General of Police to give him a status report, including the recent 2024 killings. The president has also directed supporters of the National Democratic Congress engaged in seasoned public institutions to immediately halt the practice.
The president led his party to the National Mosque in Kanda to offer thanks to Allah for guiding them through the elections. It afforded the president the opportunity to receive intercessory prayers from the chief imam. The 2020 elections became a blot on Ghana's democracy as it recorded some deaths. In just 3 days in office, the directives are swift in a quest to seek justice for the affected.
We must recognize that a few of our citizens lost their lives. My understanding is almost 5 of our citizens were killed in the process of the election. This is not the first time. In 2020, we know that 8 of our citizens were killed. If these continue and justice is not served, then what it does is it breeds impunity. And that's why, as a party, we have said that we must investigate and find out what led to these killings so that we can take action so that they don't happen again. So I've asked my secretary, executive secretary, to write to the IGP to give us a report on the status of investigations into these killings.
His newly appointed Attorney General also has an immediate task to perform in the quest to appease the affected families.
Justice must be done, and we also will ask the Attorney General when he takes office to determine fair and adequate compensation for the families of those who have lost their lives. That is why, once again, I call on all our supporters and other persons who are involved in illegal actions, such as looting goods and occupying government offices and installations, to desist from doing this. We must do things differently to maintain the trust and confidence that Ghanaians have reposed in us. Many people have said it is the same thing the MPP did when they came in 2017, and that's why Ghanaians have voted them out. We must not copy the mistakes that they made.
Hajj travels have become a pain in the neck in recent times over cost. The president says there will be a new approach to embarking on a Hajj pilgrimage.
I have formed a Hajj task force that is led currently, 5-member Hajj task force that is led currently by our longest serving MP, the Honorable Collins Dauda. And they'll be leaving for the Holy Land on Monday to participate in the Hajj conference. One of the tasks that I have given them is to go and make arrangements so that we can bring the Hajj fares as low as possible so that as many Muslims who intend to perform the pilgrimage can do so.
Expressing his deep appreciation to the Muslim community for their support, he has given a firm assurance of giving executive directives on some promises he made in recent past. Will on Sunday give his Christian Thanksgiving to climax his victory.
Let's now engage the thoughts of Emmanuel Soate, who is a security expert. He joins us live on the phone lines for some analysis on this very latest development. Thank you, sir, for your time. And good to have your News 360. You've had the call by the President on the Inspector General to give a status report on the killings of the 2020 as well as the 2024 general elections. What do you make of it? Hello, Mr. Soate, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Right. I don't know if you had my question. I was asking what you make of the call by the President on the Inspector General of Police to submit a status report of the killings in 2020 as well as the 2024 general elections.
Yes, I don't know whether you hear me now.
I can hear you very loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much. I made a preparatory remark that the police is known, quote, the state made flesh, unquote. Now, this is by Laurie in 1972, but that statement holds true. Because the police embodies almost every aspect of the state, it is very important that the police is held accountable across the spectrum. When I say spectrum here, I mean that it doesn't matter the socioeconomic status of a person. It doesn't matter their religion. It doesn't matter their political affiliation. It doesn't matter whether they are minority or majority. It doesn't matter whether they are migrants. The police is supposed to be held accountable. And that accountability mechanism is not only with the police dealing with citizens, in other words, police-citizen interactions, but that accountability mechanism is also very important in bringing organizational justice within the police institution itself. Because when you are talking about human rights, rule of law, democracy, all those other jargons within democratic dispensation, the police are very critical. So once you're talking about accountability, it is very good. But then accountability should not be opportunistic use of accountability. It should be accountability mechanism, repeating myself, that cuts across all spectrum of police-citizen interactions. And so if this particular move would, of course, go beyond just this 2020 and 2024 to put in place mechanism to strengthen police oversight. That is very important. There's a police scholar known as Sherman. Sherman said something, quote, where there is police, there is scandal, unquote. It means that there are always going to be scandals where you have police. And so when you have police, there are going to be scandals. Not only that, there's something in policing studies you call scandals and reform. So sometimes, not all the cases, but in most of the cases, scandals bring huge opportunities for long-lasting reforms, because reforms are part of policing and police organizations. And I think that if this particular call would lead to multi-dimensional reform, multi-ethnic, multi-religious, multi-party, whatever mortar you want to use it, if it's going to engender that reform, I'm sure it's a good thing. But
some say, Mr. Soate, some say that this is going to be a very daunting responsibility on the Inspector General of Police. What do you expect him to do?
Oh, there are systems and structures. That is why you have the police, you have format. That is why you have PIPs. That is why you have regional commanders. That is why you have divisional commanders. That is why you have district commanders. That is why you have station officers. That is why you have all these structures. And when you go into the police service, you realize that one of the ways of holding police officers accountable, apart from body-worn camera that facilitates accountability, you also have very meticulous ways of reporting things on paper to leave a paper trail. Of course, depending on the context, things can be manipulated. So, for example, in the operational unit, you can easily manipulate the type of the number of ammunition that have been discharged, because they have a way of replenishing what they had lost. But generally, if you get police officers, they know the tricks of the game, and they can ask questions to hold people accountable and bring the information. And I think that not only within the police, the outside oversight is important, and I think that it can be done. It can be done. It's like auditing.
Right.
Let me end on that note.
Right.
It's like auditing. You
Right.
know that there's always an excuse for no auditing.
Right.
It's the same in holding
we've got to leave it
accountable.
here. Thank you very much for your time. We do appreciate your contribution to our news tonight.
Na Nyankopon so do any bibia o en pepepe. Nyankopon na ma sa defeat we no. So massive said the beya adwomboni ana electoral commission timu no. Ontumi mfema. enu nti no ma agye no eye wide said the beya wontumi nya kinjie bia ewo eja eta commission omo na ye ema nsemboni aye koso wo constituencies ni bebre no ye since when and ye cast ye to abawia ye de ba region ebe regulation e de ba national since when from a very down person 92 abepom dey ye kind wo police station we ni ko declare no constituency ye wi wonti ase a eba ne de ko eye court wonti ase ha eye court ba we electoral committee adwo bone ni tika bia enkofo bi ka so wagye adie eno ne bribe bi a court wonti no ana wo ye sante mu
so de yetu bi nyina so nka so bi agye sika
sa na enkofo ka mutu ntimi nkata de enkofo ka no tonya no kure ana sa no kure mutu ni ana ja wo de me pa kire enkofo na eka because kenya sa last 4 years ye to about Techima North Techima South onabo heru na dusu mu nyina e de marching eko electoral commission say omiyan konko kan ba na fofo Techima North ana Techima South is that it NDC MPs nyina ko electoral commission wo pa mo fan court na die na asie say ya kan police station abawie return officer na declare was me the men theatre electoral commission ba me let cry say me the men theatre mo san fam ran cry na me san kan na foforo that's we wo kote we na mpenimfo wa ha mesre President John Dramani Mahama say we now president to Ghana ha esa say we call electoral commission to order you have the right to do so ko matesen kofo bi kwa the petition di kan akọ mebwa si yin nim free ho ba me so say yin yi council of state for no na yi for ni tene bia petition ni da so ho tinya mebwa na bibia yin place na the council of state for ho na bibia ho a me sure say aban very farm me am letter commission na planche to dem party no me ni so say chief justice and so Professor Asare onu mutaba pa no ono so the petition ko say kananado nyini mfiri ho
what
reasons aba
oh yeah ode aba
what reasons ba so want to me nyai
o si bi on ho so
ba so e betimi sa de akọ
Kwaku say dem man kokoko so a you say dem electoral commission independent body
onye independent
meba
onye independent body
a independent body
one the catch independent baby
it's a commercial way and then interference
only the what's if president to kwata kunya so ne ho anka easy e data na oka yeni asoso so a na electoral commission independent na electoral commission independent on 20 sa no mu dia ne enka we oka wote na boss masare wa pagya na beti oka na agreement pagya na beti na di omu pa no boye why ka to since when na who electoral commission independent do pedo e no no ko we ni sika of to aba sento kwasi wo Ghana ha sesi a electoral commission obenya adwuma e ento kwasi na se ku sebe ku ba na se tu aban ni fura konwa so na se ento aba bi mo Ghana ha bi mo electoral commission obetna se obetuma ye adwuma anya men so ma ne masa so repet enti munya sa asem no a mu bi man mu media fo na mo tototo a ana we independent ana we independent
is it not true
enya no kure
o independent
one ka che o ana ma so de so a ana wato ne ntemu sa na odia ana wo keke ni petri bom ana wo ye ne mabone ana ma so me enka yi na dia yi na di ben next 2 months yi na di wi a wo de besu enyansa
ben na so ade
so be the petition ko
na petition ni say here na for reason
ni na ko the petition this petition bi it doesn't happen nti wo Ghana ya odia oni nyina nka maami we eye leta ko jawo mena tana so saa ababi obeyi hasu bia anya papa ade obeyi bia anya papa me kwa de kam ni mutan ka bana ko aka sen kwa resign onu a ni mguasi nti ko resign because we ye den okosoro ba fom me ye sure say obeko nti on resign preko na ni mguasi na opetu onya no nka to atwa because next election next 4 years no dear me nye sure so be ba be so bi next 4 years no time to kan say ya
say bi obesua bibia free dey see
enfie wotwe ne de ne bai wonsu ahwe free enfie wotwe oko sanka kwa aketo oko secondary school ko wie secondary school ko university wie oda so te ho na wo bonkuro oda so te ho ana kasa na wo kasa intimidie e ono a na asem ana ope because constituencies ni bibiri ho a ono a na amento kwasi and this is winning and why kokwasa why regulations and this is we prepared say the back court I sure say baby bibiri ho a watching me ensa I the back court di ye besere se Jacobra monso monfoma no ntumu bi na nanu hemfo monfoma no ntumu bi na mpenifo pino leaders e organa ha monfoma no ntumu bi na eniyama boni a electoral commission ye woni mu oye no wonyai Ghana nya ne dia o eye nyina ya dia ye nyina ne abre ananyo ono nko na electoral commission e organa ha ofo be brabe ye bi ko enye sina no bu behave afa jane du ba bi ko a wo mpenifo trase ebusebusa wo mu dialogue yenye ni say won ko anu e doctor am the professor ampo so dem fa kire no otumi ye sa ne ma we nyina e dia som griba o de oba ya fa igya no ko na nan ka etumi be fa no ko Nigeria na other countries am ye ko busebusa ne nsam am ko kire se de ti to aba no e wa other countries no be o tu friend da on friend da kantanka no o ka sa wa pa no safu kantanka no adwo ma be na Ghana ha oto mo asem da ba president mesrew a electoral commission woni nyame atoja fo ni di na chi no ma mo mfiri achi ye betrew pa ato aba na wie ni wono nko na electoral commission wa afere ja onam okoda fu soja ni bie ni na chi safu kantanka no wo ha na soja ni bie ni na chi amadu tuli no na wo Ghana ha na soja ni bie ni na chi abai tete e pa soja fo do ba ye djuma wo mamu a mesrew se ne ja na china Trolete ba CDS in Trolete enkoma asojafo DJ mensa eni boss masare ni tetenu mo chine se eye omo amo mo ho ban na Ghana ha asojafo no mo djuma ye
yetumi ka so mo ho ban e so man provide security
police yeman police ba ko e mo police wa wane na president kwa ye police ye soja ni ba ko de ndechi ejina nechi president enye soja ni ba ko de ejina nechi na electoral commission awo tole a oni ma boni awo ye du so to bibi ye onti na di sikana o kwa na mo card ni di nechi ni nyina be firi wachi e firi wachi a no wadwane akwat na buchiri
kokomeda se ye hwe imprensie ni a Abrikumanov ya masise no presiding officer ono kra say ese wa bre o say frustration all processes no mo be pese hwe no we ayisi ena hye abato yisi enkrata so na ye twere figures ni gu enye parties na eba enkrata so na twere gu yisi na ewo pin sheet no enti se wo twere MPP 200 a ewo yisi paper so na ye de carbon ahye paper na se na a transfer mamenka ne sa a print agu
the carbon
ba ko so na ya san de ahye na a copy e de agu so enti bi ebe twere wanimu ha no eno na o mienu miensa enan no eso a difference bi anim eba ne se na be pem nle one constituency Abrikumanov ye tu ahye da be empre makomako be ye enum ensia yesinu minima utie abrante na so se frustration ye too much say na djuma na no kra de o jade ama ne pay for so much no money wujiri se eye hwan ye se do baby se do so bobo bi ye tumi ka se fa so bobo bi a hwan na jiri se onye na djuma ye ntem ye do baby a ye do ye ma me hwe na ye wo okay ye obey 1.5 hours 1 hour 15 minutes enti me ma obey 5 minutes or 6 minutes or something na fi actually enti ye hwe processes ni nyina about na 11 constituencies and na asam ho ba prim na kran this for still na no ebi wo ho mo nyintum ene de tete sa mama semanso
yo Agyarko na me dase mami nchia minuanu ma menu wanhia no me ma obibia fisha pa mfiti ase ne mentumi nchia wo na nchia wo so ene ahwefo nyina electoral commission ya to waba 7th December 2024 and 9th January 2025 bisine still there were problems with some of the constituencies there na Agyarko They say the EC is incompetent. And yatna haka. It is because of the incompetence of the Electoral Commission. And one must have nema winina aba. Enka aba tuwa ya aba over a month plus 2 days. Na besine yentumi nya clear winner ewo a constituency, just one constituency. Then there's a problem. Na utie returning officer no hona ora obina. Day one o postpone say baby a wadu no on to asubiem. Ntini mpanyimfo intake decision. Ohone na esanka echere yem biribisi biribi sumasi gwabi erekoso wo anase sumasi dwumadi bi erekoso intino yen ntunwa na mo na as an electoral commissioner wona we see elections yi waboa ho uni problem bia materials ayede be elections ni nyina bia wo ho den ina ebe wiachi no untumi provide carbon paper and I say a duplicate paper of pink sheet. Say we will be a where the elections echi.
Yeah.
Na wako baby a what to aba. No what to aba we no account to atisani a kind paper na what your figures in woman. A carbonized paper. Carbonized. In the first one which appear or second one. It is a figure now which the second one and one a beba. Into what is the problem? As a wakotadi was supermarket and now first now okotadia na enye POS na ye yusu what your receipt ma inti tete hokra no na carbonized paper mai na ye yusu carbon paper black near the ashe receipt na say into which rope na akọ a reflect what the other one say and as I say printing akọ n'anim anti what we for be carbonized paper into ukwa tisania VAT paper carbonized into which draw VAT receipt na ekọ the next one into say chingeji bi ba na okofa original one na duplicate no so esese wom Kwabena. So what is wrong with the Electoral Commission? And I say book now what the man wants to offer anko various polling stations no book ni na irana. I don't get it because sometimes near maybe it's simple to understand but ebe we chinu ni amana hu na fedi abedanse bebre wa bontin hwese ne anema ne koso enne echitafu akọ wo hia won MP ebe we chinu wo se ye anye biem no wan san akofie you are putting the people in suspense infasu biye ni so na me kra the question na me bisa ni si anye bia sa police stations na nsem aba ho nyina no isi ntumi nka so okay nsem aba ho nti yankoto no foforo ontumi nka enu ani say wako je court order say esan say mfumuso aba ho nti no me pese me san ko ye sa election no foforo ho asam de na asam ko
na no easy sa
na ye easy anko kase nka won ko ye election ni bi wo domi Kwabena enye easy so onu an court na say no so ye nhwehwem no ye no na beda edi say jese wo kwakoto aba foforo wo abuko bi eye domi Kwabena afi yeti hoti why woko buy wo so okay wo hwese ne a niam akofa ne dia wo de bema maabe no ewo domi Kwabena inti se watumi atena se no solve that problem here. What is preventing you from sitting in the room and making sure say who returning officers now who did share one says won't go here jumano wo according to NUA report papa ni say returning officers no na aka 7 na e say wo ba no be verify say paper na ampa one word one sasha ase ana nipa 9 by 4 by aka 3 and the inquiry will say one day they will never come until they can go to hell if they want it until dentina obia okwakoye adwuma na wodi adwuma say ahya wosa na wie na mfumsu bi aba ho na bra na be chirichiri mu a utumi bro wa no kesi enya nde ameba nne abochina na chese biribi wo ho nti ade na mpanyimfu no ma yehu dekodi a wo ho the same ablekuma north yi isi fu ma yehu say wo betumi the materials akobu police station na mo what to aba wie dia materials no would be ko school dem every achi was one kwa hye no I mean what you need maybe who I want to see what is happening at Ablekuma, what is the interest at Ablekuma North? These are questions that we want to ask, and we still have the EC Jemensa at post. Omemubia, she has been fired. She has been fired because the incompetence is too much. Just one constituency over 1 month. And Kayetu Abewie, even a constituency Kurampa highly populated has been able to choose their MP. Debut Ejakobna, voter when you feed Domi Kwabena, voter when you feed Amasaman, voter when you feed Ashaman. What do you call to Ablekuma North one? Is it the same vote? It is not the same vote. But we need to make an MP or just the next day. Into what is the interest in here? They see 1 month, 2 days. Still, Ablekuma North doesn't have an MP. That should tell you, say, there is some massaging going on. If not
massaging from where?
If not Tienanra returning officer nearby, offer and crata and bacono. O say you or Kaisi at the polling station. Figures now one ashisha woman, figures in the day a no, there was no rejected ballot. Now so crata now what they buy no, there's a rejected ballot.
Crata if he is what buy.
If he is what buy no, there's a rejected ballot. Iti enu natural say bibiwu South say ena nipa bienu emia bienu was one day one makra
mia benu
me da say was one makra
denti na one person baba
enu necessary
to be said to me in me to be betumi aka say adwuma mo ye na ye supi na omo
enyo man ya na tama 2020 ye court o say Jemensa mejina box no amra na hye enya de opa no beba opomba eno ni enne sankasa amre no emra no hye ne mane ko gina mu a nkasa amre wosu wo mma no ye betumi afa kwan bi so akọchichire won aba I won right wosu ye mpese ye beba court na grant won wa grant maame no nti abana wodi botechi no eno ana ne wodi reboba on say the identity because samre no sanka ye jetu mu ena court to share maame no obegina ho no oyiyi nsem na no a nka na be eno ani se ya tu aso ne ye ne be na denti na wosi wore mma eja kwabena oho na menti ase no oho ni problem no because what madia ebia wonim se wo ba ani se ye be conclude amon na chese nkrata no won ha otankrata no enti wonim se wo ba wo ho be kire wo enti ani sade a mo mpanyimfo na mo koye otankrata no mo amon na mo koyi mo no na de na Jemensa ntumi fa nkrata ni fi oho because on nkrata no wo no nkrata na ni ho box no kwa ho adentina ora kwenu ono nkasa ntumi nkase me ama ba wo so wo madia nia returning officer ABCD ne wo muni me na me operations inti yen koso ni ento aso ni
so ono ya training serbo ko training
and so ono no nam ho no
director of election na kura ma no kwa na ho
inti ade na director of election ora samtete you say this is the Ghana fu nyina ye interest wo na wo mu bia ntumi nkase okay me de ato me ho so me ba na ma ba be chechiri ma kire Ghana fu na Ghana fu nyina nti asese baby ade no kwa no aha na ese ye de to wo nyina ye din emu we pia to papa no so papa ni se ene sade a me nya nya adwuma no kura biem eja kwabra invite me papa ni kese ntiu o say I am referring the matter to my bosses. Wa refer matter ni to new bosses. New bosses just order ni say some corner ko yebiem. O some corner no say where I've gotten to I cannot continue. I'm taking it back to the headquarters. O some dey call headquarters o say okay say from Crawford brand won be there. Won be authenticate say eye adwuma na say eye correct and eye correct. Ofra won a ebisi won ma ebisi wo beba. Ni oba ni nso to meet na say ka no kware say something has been altered into electoral commission. What is happening? Ewo maso ye ho. Ora boss manasare sanka emiri bi atwam ka bo be gina bontin akasa bebre. Aden na we DJ mention to me a press conference. Aden na still they are quiet on this issue. We want answers. We want answers before close of the week. And ochere close of the week. Until by close of today, as I say, electoral commission, Madam J. Mensa, Ununia, Wechitafo, Bosman Asare, and Samotete. Mama Ghana for me, who Kwara, Ewo Ablekumanov. Namu Mecheche, Yentia.
Okay.
Mode ballot paper. Yentu abaye. Mode ballot paper ko siye o police for so ye. Ni yentu abaye na munim say evidence ni ye hia. Na sa evidence ne de mode ko gu suku dem na dan nation.
Okay. Ani asemi say bi e bi akire wo be yi ano. Ama yenhwe create some kind of unnecessary tension or system no mo. Me hwe mo candidate mame akua free ye. O kan say odu nim so wadi nkunim bibia no betumi asesa. Ewura bena oben so kire say ono so wadi nkunim bibia ntumi asesa. Enti do gina fifi na oye electoral commission. Ade ne me hold free. Me na me dane ma mo. Dia me twere ye no ana me de ma amade ko. Dia me twere ye no eno koro na me de ma Kwaku Anan. Eno koro na me de ma na nanto emirichi. Enti no who to be kase dia me de ma wo no different from the other man. Say ya de koro no. The inconsistency. Itu sheda me na du baby ma presiding officer na some kan ye say na kan ye ni nsema wodu bia edi kan be ba be fum sa bi ni uji di say one is say so bono say ka say fa so mo bia anya possible e say be hu be bia problem na wo na ti onya no komasibre ama
ya call election election we election ya call ye by 24 hours currently a ball enyimre mama meti aka MPP 4 day a ball na dwobe 10 na ye nim say ye lose NDC for me sure say about 10 no munim so mo yin the two political parties ni na ye timi put systems in place okay say answer na beto ba mbetna ha as3 NDC for sre mo say
so to be
quality of results afidie asesere na yesere mo na mo dia ye mo aye adwuma o mo quality o mo timi hye mo na ebibidi ye timi ye ya che eti about 10 no na obi ya two major political parties no obi ani baby ogina enti na anopa 9 Dr. Bawumia Baya o se busunya na edu no agoro negu e mo consider defeat no congratulate Yewurajo Mahama enti say up till now less than 24 hours Dr. Bawumia na MPP 40 be kan say ade no yare anko yi amaye enti adwobreo na city person o kire me say by now just one small constituency me can small am wo ho mamu bumfu me yaka mo numbers a ye le chodo mi kwabenya ho a enu ba bia na say bi bisa easy na a few questions e bisa me ni omo ye wo ho no menti ase anadwo na mini so omo ho issues bebre bai say ballot box afa ye kokoda ya ye de eja na me eno so me ne na ba ya adwen on one occasion say ye beto aba he fa na ye de papers mu enye soldier for na police for depending on area bi any situation na ye to aba wie na ballot paper no ntokwa wo so achimie wo so a ye de classroom minisa ni ameka no abusuya motimase a achimie wo so ade be chiama yakoda no na ntokwa giram na achimie wo so enti eba ne sign ye de kogu when they take his decision say yemfa ballot papers no enkogu classroom if you send ballot papers no wo ka san tokwa nke ni ho e na we pink sheet aye we na we de anya hwe mu kofa adaka ne besi ho a sini ase aka biu na obi akonanim se sa ballot constituency so mu ni raw ballot no ni nyina ahye enti sa police stations kakra bi na aka no say na pink sheet yin so anka ye de be ya ade na echini aba hu me de obusa me ameka say easy because me we catch NDC for beka say yan san ko to sa police station so MPP for yan pene and na MPP for so beka say yan ko to sa police stations na NDC for beka sa den omo so mpene enti ni onu gina fifi na oye easy no so kan na nye ye me ballot paper asema ba ho na nye we sa police stations me en sounds aya insia ya to aba na nye ya na sa time ni energy a ya ma PC for me ni ma me ni kwa up and down omo de frefrefre omo nko for ko hokko abusia mo mesin ye koto aba ni bia we are sure within 2 hours baby at this point in time sa ablekuma no for MPP we near a numbers necessary in parliament we near be kan 89 me boa NDC we near omo dia no anya hwe for parliament ho NDC for kwa be se kwa mo nya ma na abroso omo hu ni omo de ye enti at this point in time hu ni enti se ye san ya chi de bia na ye ka ablekuma na ofofo asem isi papa ni so onya adwuma bi anti Jane Jean anti Jean wo ho wow so na we boss kwajina mu
wo ka asem na mama adwena ba bibi so owura kodwa felijan ya de bi edu bebi na so hwe na sade na nya ya no no akasa age agina mu
kwajim na me dwun se na ekoi se mo amuntena se as commissioners ni mo fremo police station omo de say returning officers no ni constituency returning officer na mo for mo ntena se sit down abusuya de ni ebeye yie omo si ma ya mfa no the announcement abebu bia nhihye ne niam ya kwoto aba ne bio every before nim sa ablekuma ye sit enti bi ye sure say ye frefre ye nkrofo mo wasa police stations omo abeto aba no NDC for you me sure so mo nsu nim so mo nsu frefre mo nsu nkrofo beba na fe ye kwoto na we widi ni we wini at this point in time obi e moving on Ghana for nyina as a collective as a group as a nation ye moving on about us Net2 ye to me declare here acha busumi mienu obi akọ back to original settings obi e bo ne bra obi e ko at this point ni amu ye ablekuma for enche MPP supporters so NDC supporters so mo frɛ kura obi ama someone take a decision in term ama sasa police stations nsia ye beto a ye be akoto so ye be ye ne den o e be do point ni e free voters ne class o mo meto a o meka so mo abre yen o mo abre isi o mo ma enti ya hwe ya ablekuma nof ye nya PC o mo so ya Ghana fo o mo so nya representation ye ntimi nka say ye isi fo ntimi nyina mfimfini ntimi papa de so ya de waje adwuma na sa na ye adwuma
so frustration here
too frustration
ono no de said the crater na on crater
ade hu ya mi hu we so say NDC organizer oh mi bu afu dindindin it is NDC organizer bu fo mu nyini si abontin MPP organizer na hwan bu fo mu nyini si abontin so na parties nipa dos wom organizer bu for secretary like as I say woman organizer no kasa ni bu afu no disrupting ya wo ye and it was why I frustrated. Bama party me frustrated. Papa want me frustrated. Abrabo me frustration wom. Obi adwuma mu frustration wom. Politicians they tell frustrations are your family.
Say be enough frustration if parties. Ono ankasa ni mpanyifo nso e bia ye nyama bi e bia no so hye so.
Obi na no nka. Na my frustrated dey abrabo aye boy. Frustration wo ba bia. Ano parents na me bedu me tell frustration na me fam ano parents na wo boys na me nya ne omo akosu ano pe ya. Omo so mo ba ye nkosu. Say me timi di omo ko du school ho na me ba betena ha. Every single morning, except as a mother, yes, sir. Only frustration, your firm. Only frustration, Ghana phone in our firm. Now, I have NDC for team, MPP for team, my frustrated. Papa, when you're frustrated, go back to the seat and go and do your work. When you're frustrated, they say, oh, we are there. Every I'm a boys, man. Remember, I want to meet you in a nice shot. No, I come, I am a ya. Hey, do you think we bosses now, ya way, baby, I do know. Me nkosi hwe me boss so for ha me abusuafo nti adwuma ne minti ne ye no waka ni ato wase na my frustrated dey ya say there be at this point in time can kasa kwa here that's also onye bio you be anything na wonye abanya ma wadwuma wo koye na wuni wo sign ana one sign document say adwuma na koye nti wo wie wo dey as my frustrated na bi as me obi are frustrated da wi as na be koso isi for money mu agents am frustrated munye more frustrated enchen MPP MPP for ye friend say ye supporters ye kura ye gina ho say de ani ehu to the logical conclusion it easy must go back so omo hwe na pink sheet no asam mo ho ye hu hwie nye yi a omo fa decision imra omo ko high court tie mu nsam a obo ma say it's because of elections in high court so ye na man 10 actually 2 days na ko to aba ne ye free ho say ye nyina ye ko ye jable kuma no fo nko esi ho ebedu ba bi ntina me kan ye no parties me kwa ye bebre omo but ye sans twa ne aye unfair to Ghana for mo ablekuma no because omo so koto abase omo pa MP enti so mo nya MP
okay me dan say
yo waiting for waiting and summer abeto yepno so make I say so we subscribe to channel area abomodi say obe subscribe na fi wa like video give us a thumbs up na share ma ofofro so na wonye bi hwe sanse hadia latest and hot news and kwa era me de bravo also betimi achire wadwen afaye and some way nyina ho ewo comment box ni mu mobati minkabi in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.